Hello everyone, I am Randy Suarez, aka Silva Crozet, back here with another amazing reaction. This time reacting to some more Abba and Preach, and basically what the thumbnail said and the title, is she right or dodging accountability? Don't know. I gotta hear the story. So anyway, if you like any of this content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe to Abba and Preach. I will leave the original link to this video down below so you can watch it uninterrupted. Also, I'll leave the link to my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can follow me on those social platforms. Also, link to my Cashapp. Feel gracious enough to donate 5, 10, whatever you want to donate. That's fine. You don't, that's fine as well. Same thing with super things. But by donating, liking, commenting, and subscribing, that lets me know y'all rock with the reaction content, rock with the channel, and rock with your boy. But further ado, buckle up and let's get started. Alright, we're here with our Abba and Preach video. Is she right or dodging accountability? So let's go.
Broke up with me because he was like, I'm never gonna be broke up with me because he was like, I'm never gonna be the guy who posts you on Instagram or who buys you flowers, which I thought was stupid. And then now I hear that he has a new girlfriend and they're traveling around Europe together and he posts her on Instagram. He refused to ever post me. Now a year later he can date someone and like happily be posting her. Even though I don't even want him anymore, it's like the principle of things that makes me salty. And it's just like annoying because like people or society, they'll say like, oh, it's because they don't like you enough. And I just never felt like that was like an adequate explanation. And it's like,
it's not. The best way I can put it, it's not an adequate explanation. It's more, if I could put it in words, it's not a lot. They like you enough. They pretty much never liked you at all and feel like they just did this for a dare. And just to see if something clicks. And it's kind of weird. And it's a meme of it is that they use it for like using people for character development, but the point that he's told you that he never gonna be the guy that give you flowers and post them on Instagram, which again, I never posted my fiance on Instagram or anything like that because she doesn't. First of all, I will ask her first, and if she said no, that's fine, because some of y'all have been asking for a freaking reveal, which I did ask, but she said no, she doesn't want to do it, and I respect that.
the same thing with where he was like, well, I just didn't like you enough. That's why I treated you so poorly in the end. It's just the...
No, it's more like he's a piece of crap.
Stupid way for these men to not take accountability for being a shitty partner. And it's like they always are like of the idea of like, well, one day I'll meet the right person. For the right person, I'm suddenly going to become this like very romantic and amazing partner. This person's going to be so perfect that they're going to bring out these characteristics in me that I've never had with anybody else. I hate flowers, but I'm going to like them so much that I'm going to buy them flowers. I'm going to be inspired by them flowers because I like them. I like them so much more than I could ever like you. That's what it seems like they're saying, like as if it's my fault. Me getting treated shittily by them is somehow my fault because I wasn't enough. I couldn't make them like me enough. I couldn't elicit strong enough feelings from them for them to treat me right. Like I couldn't make them treat me right because I wasn't enough. And it pisses me off because logically, that is so stupid. If you are a bully and you're bullying someone, you bullying them has nothing to do with the victim. You're a bully because you're a shitty person, not because that person is somebody deserving of being bullied. I feel like these men use this hypothetical girl as a hypothetical benchmark to excuse why they treat you so shittily. And it's a way for them to not take accountability by just having this hypothetical benchmark that would just be pushed and pushed and pushed back. I feel like if they happen to change and start treating the next person better, it has nothing to do with the other person. It's just because they decided, oh, you know, maybe I should be a little bit better and post my girlfriend on Instagram and buy her flowers, because that seems like a normal thing most people would do in a relationship without complaint. I just hate being blamed for someone treating me badly. I hate being blamed for it. If I cheat on someone...
Yeah, I think that's everyone. No one likes to be treated badly and get blamed for basically getting treated badly. I mean, it's in the same concept, and some people say, oh, I treat you like this because you forgot to do the dishes or something like that. It makes zero sense. Like, hey man, like, does not, I mean, just because she forgot to do this does not mean to yell at her or anything. No, that does not. I mean, if you lose your cool like that, you probably need to see some therapy yourself. And it's clearly that this lady needs to see some therapy, because she's struggling with her own basically with her own issue.
It has nothing to do with them. They didn't deserve to be cheated on. I just cheated on them because I'm a shitty person. Like, why are these people...
Okay. If someone says, I'm going to sleep with other people, whether you like it or not, and that's going to be the dynamic of our relationship, and I don't care if it hurts you, I'm still going to do it, and you accept it, are they shitty for doing that? Absolutely.
Yes, I agree. That person is basically shitty for doing that. But he's about to go into it.
You also partially accountable for accepting those circumstances? Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm pausing that so freaking what? Because I do have a point to say. Because if you stay, you're enabling that action. And a lot of people always say, oh, what I'm supposed to do. What I'm supposed to do. And I get it. It's easier said than done. I have a friend that actually recently dealt with this. Get up, pack your crap, and leave. Leave the person if they treating you like this. Because at the end of the day, no one deserves to be treated like that. But if you sit there knowing that they treat you like this, treat you like crap, and decide to do all this, and still stay, and they still doing the same thing, nothing really changed, then that accountability also falls on you because you refuse to do something about it.
Because what she's saying is semi-right.
Yeah, it's
just
semi-right.
Because you tell someone that you're going to abuse them doesn't make you any less of a shitty person for that after abusing them.
Yeah.
Just people accept the circumstance that you put on them. Don't mean that you're any less shitty of a partner for putting them through it. Mm-hmm. But you also have accountability in the situation. You weren't tricked into this, right? You weren't sold a dream or deceived. You were told what the agreement would be. You knew it would be bad for you, and you accepted it irrespectively. And I like to have that conversation, not because I like to put blame on the other person, but if you're the person who's getting dealt the shitty hand, I like the idea that you have agency. I like the idea that the people who are vulnerable or who are making bad decisions can start to change themselves so that they can get better outcomes. I like that.
It's poker. You can be dealt a shitty hand, you can fold. If you having a shitty hand and then you bet all in and then you end up losing, you could have folded.
Yeah.
There you go. I don't play enough poker to...
When it comes down to it, life is literally a game of chance. And it sucks. It sucks it's like that. But it is like that. I've been single. I was single for 7 years before I got with my fiance. I was single. And knowing the fact that the person that I was with before that loved me with all her heart, but basically dealing with me, basically dealt me a bad hand that caused us splitting. It's one of those things that I was dealt with it. I have to dealt with the consequence aftermath of that, and I got dealt a better hand in a very long run of being single for a long time. And like I said, it's one of those things, stuff that I have found out even after me and her broke up, that I ended up laughing about it because it wasn't, yes, I was dealt with a bad hand, but she basically went all in and also got screwed as well. To a certain extent. But it is what it is.
I know that analogy, but it sounded like it made sense.
Those who know. Maybe I'm the problem. I'm going to include this in my response. Maybe I'm the problem. Because I gave up on myself a long time ago.
And sometimes it is like that. Like the point that she's wondering why these guys are like that. Like, and sometimes you are who you date sometimes. And that's also a great analogy for it, because at the end of the day, like, how high and how low is your standards? You have to look at that, and how much are you willing to adjust your standards to a certain extent? We have to also look at that. Some people nowadays, again, like I said, I am pausing a lot on this one because I do have a lot to say about this in a way. After this, I'm probably let it keep going for a while. But a lot of people have standards nowadays. Either it's too high or too freaking low. It should be somewhere in the middle and adjust accordingly. But a lot of people don't understand that, and in a situation like this, and kind of always dealt with the bad hand constantly.
What I mean by that is that I acknowledge that it is possible that I am not the cup of tea of some people. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, cup of tea is not the cup of tea of some people. Meaning you could be the juiciest, ripest, sweetest mango in the world, and motherfuckers are not gonna like mangoes. You could accept that. It's not because mango is bad. It's just because they don't like mango. And it's okay.
Yeah,
and then
okay.
They're gonna move on to another person, another thing, another fruit, and they're gonna be like, ooh, why they munching on raspberries like that? They didn't munch on me, motherfucker, I'm mango. It's okay. They like raspberries better.
I think the viewer followed that fruit analogy better than I did. I'm lost, but I know they can appreciate it. That's what matters.
Yeah, I got it.
That's
I
what
got
matters.
it, bro.
That's what matters. Because me, I heard raspberry, mangoes, and papaya salad, and I'm like, sure.
Rake.
Abba, bro.
Just launched.
All right, shout out sponsors to the boys.
You couldn't say for shipping. Is lack of better words or whatever. I'm gonna inspire people to do whatever.
Yeah.
Why would you stay there? If I don't inspire you to be kind of whatever, and yes, you shouldn't be kind of whatever, whatnot. Maybe it's lack of better words or whatever, whatnot. If my presence with me being here, just me being me, you don't want to do certain things, or we're in a couple, you don't want to do certain things because of whatever you're with, get the fuck out. And if they do it to the next one, it's okay. You cannot take it personal.
It is personal. It's okay to take it personal because it is personal.
You think it's personal?
Absolutely, it's personal. It is personal. But he's basically saying you weren't good enough for that treatment. Keep it a stack. That's what he's saying. So it's her. She was not good enough for what he really wanted to offer.
According to his standards.
Right, so it is personal. Because they were in some kind of relationship together.
Sure.
She was not good enough. That's personal. There's no...
Personally, I think it's personal for both of them. Me personally, if I'm guessing, and this is a guy who came off an engagement years ago and got back into an engagement with a lovely lady. It's a conversation I had with a person that said, I will gladly say this. Sometimes you need to take a step back and look at what you did and analyze it. And the stuff that I probably did that I regret in that previous relationship, of course. Doesn't excuse what she did? Of course not. But I'll put it like this. That mindset that I had years ago is a different mindset that I have now. I have to grow as a person to appreciate this second coming around when it comes to me being engaged and being about to be married as well. Because at the end of the day, I did not have that right mindset. So let's go back to what I said earlier, that adjusting your standards. What can you low? What can you go a little bit high on? It's different with different. How can I put this? It's different with different people. Back to what I said. Sometimes some people nowadays their standards are way too high or way too high or way too low, and you have to adjust accordingly. Especially if you're serious about this person and you realize towards the relationship or the middle or the beginning this could not work, then you have to have the option to out and basically exit the relationship.
You don't take that personal. It's a very difficult thing not to. I think we can say that from idealistic standpoint, but it's not possible to not take that person. You're told this and that, and then the next girl, all of a sudden, he could or she could switch it around, and she could do all the stuff she couldn't do for you when you really want to be with somebody, and they feeding you lines about
I'm not saying she shouldn't take that personal. I'm saying the way I take it, I'm saying, you know what? It's your standards. And I don't fit your standards. If I don't fit the standards to whatever job or whatever, I don't think it as. That's how I see it. Maybe it's a way of me to get over that shit. I take it as that's all the points, and I don't fit in there. It's just your standards, and I'm gonna go move on over there. But I understand that she could take it personal. Definitely. I understand that she's salty. I'm not saying she shouldn't take it personal. The way I see it, the way I move, I'm like, you know what? It's your standards. It's you.
And it's not a man or a woman thing. I know she said it's an excuse. I'm telling you, honey, it's a people thing.
It's a
Because I've
definite
seen
people
enough
thing.
ladies string things along or waste times of people or be uncertain or be hung up on an ex that she shouldn't be hung up. I'm telling you, it happens all the time that some ladies are hung up on one person, but they go seek another dude for attention.
I just hate being blamed for someone treating me badly. I hate being blamed for it.
I think there's just nothing empowering about looking at the group of people who've harmed you and saying they have all the power in that situation.
Yeah.
It's not about victim blaming. It's about at least from this channel, like what I want to preach is I want people to have their own agency in these situations, because if you don't, then all you can do is be a perpetual victim and hope that the other side or the terrible men or women out there are going to change their ways. What's the point in a message like that? How is that empowering in any way? So we can do two things. We can say you have some accountability without looking at you like you're a piece of shit or dirt. It sucks that you went that. It hurts. And I can empathize with 100% because not being the one that's chosen when you really want to be with someone, only to see them choose someone right after you, how can you not compare yourself to that person? It's very difficult.
Yeah.
But all you can do in this is look at it and be like, what can I do better? And I'm saying this very candidly. If you truly value yourself, if your self-esteem is in a good place and how you view yourself, you will never accept a man telling you to your face, I'm going to treat you like plan C. You're just a placeholder for the woman I really want to be. You're never going to accept that. How are you going to give everything to somebody who's telling you they just want to give you the bare minimum? How can you say you value yourself? You can't. So that's why I say there's something internal that you have to assess. But you're right. It doesn't take away from the fact that person's being shitty. Because at the end of the day, if you're that man or you're that woman who neglects someone at repeated different points and you never cut that thing off early, you just drag that shit off so you can siphon sex, attention, money, whatever, yes, you're engaging in incredibly shitty behavior. Doesn't matter if you're upfront about it. Because I think it's a reprehensible behavior to sleep with somebody and not care about the fact that they're being emotionally damaged and hurt by what you're doing. How can you be with someone that often or go on dates with them and not care about the fact that they going home and they crying later because they know you don't want them? Yeah, but I was upfront. It don't matter. If you're upfront and you say, I'm gonna punch you in the face every night and give you black eyes, and the girl accepts it, does that make you any less of a shitty person?
No.
You see her, she's going to the hospital.
Yeah,
You're giving her brain contusions. She accepted it though. Doesn't matter. You have to be.
And before they continue more, I have seen stuff like that actually happen, and they say, well, I don't think, and they repeat that they think that they deserve that beating or whatever. I'm like, no, you don't. No one deserves that. And I get told like, oh, it's easier said than done. Easier said than done. Of course, it's easier said than done. But the thing is, you have to make that move, that first move. You have to make that extensive move. Like, if I stay in this relationship, regardless if it's man or woman, and they are abusing you physically, emotionally, mentally, and all that other stuff, and have the thought, if this continue, I may end up dying. It's a life and death situation that you need to leave.
Consider the people you're involved with.
I think I read something else online that like really pissed me off. Someone was asking a question, why does my boyfriend get so mad when I express my needs to him? One of the comments that I thought was so true was just like, it's because they don't really care about you. They want to be in a relationship, but they don't want to do what it takes to nurture the relationship and to have a healthy partnership with you. They just want the benefits of a relationship. They hate the fact that they have to go out of their way to make you feel loved in order to reap the benefits of a relationship. They resent the fact that they can't just exist and be loved and be taken care of without doing anything for their partner. They resent the fact they have to be romantic. They just want to put in no effort and just like be accepted and loved as they are without giving me anything. They got pissed I had needs and that they couldn't just exist and treat me shittily. They got mad that like I didn't want to accept that and that I dared to ask more of them.
With so little information, everyone reads into that comment that she saw.
See, I am telling people that like everyone has needs. Not just females, not just guys. Everyone has needs, and not all guys are like what she was explaining to the that she was saying, talking about. Not all guys like that. Not all girls are like that either. But it's the concept of being in a relationship. Yes, you do feel some type of security, but at the same time, you know, you also, it's a relationship that you build on for something more that leads to again, engagement and marriage, and among other things. And you build that relationship from the ground up when you start it, and if it crumbles down and the person don't want to stay, then they have the option to leave. But I digress.
And then reads their own negative experiences with the opposite gender. So, for example, she looked at it, and through her experiences of being mistreated by men, she went to the extreme of like, well, that's because these men don't want to make any efforts to maintain a relationship, they just want to be in one. And then men are going to go from their perspective like, oh, this lady just wants to constantly trauma dump and talk about emotions that are irrelevant or not really that important, and just make a mole out of an anthill or whatever it is. What is it?
No, you said
The what?
I don't know. Is it make an anthill out of a mole?
I don't know that expression, bro. I'm sorry about that. On your own on this one.
Make a mountain out of a hill.
Yeah,
That's not a
but
real
still-
thing, but it sounds right. Don't matter. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
It doesn't invalidate your point.
yeah.
It doesn't invalidate.
Make it a bigger deal than what it is.
Make something out of something that's not a thing.
Answer coming up your booty. So
Why
with that,
booty?
I don't know. So you guys
Because
understand?
we're boys being boys.
Yeah. Always for the booty. So
boys being boys.
So I just think it's interesting when people read, because like you don't know what the situation of that. I know some women who they just dump everything they have in their thoughts and their minds all the time, and it's just not good. It's not good for your partner. Sometimes it's good to self-reflect before you bring it up. And then I know some.
Yeah, and I'm always which I agree with them on that one. Also, the reason why I tell people that I'm always, if y'all need someone to talk to, just call me, text me, and everything. You could vent. I won't say anything. I'll be that listening ear. Now, if you want my advice afterwards, then I'll give my advice. I will call someone who is more proficient in what the area that you're talking about and everything. Because I do have friends, and that basically go through probably the same thing as they did and stuff like that, so forth. But like I said, back to what he said, sometimes it could be you, sometimes it could be the other person. It depends.
Guys as well who completely neglect their partners when they have emotional needs and never want to have any emotional conversation because it's too much emotional labor. Both sides could be true. It's just interesting when people read a comment with zero information. They're like, I know what's happening. He's neglecting you. Like you see it on Reddit all the time. Some people will post a random Reddit story with very little information from one perspective, and everyone in the comments like, he's gaslighting, he's a narcissist, and he hates you. He's a bitch, blah, blah, blah. And they'll run with it. They have no information. Because they're all reflecting their own personal experience.
That's why.
That's why I'm not really on Reddit like that, because I did one story. I told the whole thing about my ex-fiance on there, like 2 months back with OK Storytime, and the first comment said that it's like she dumped you, get over it, and which like weird thing to read is like, I just wanted to tell the story, but anyway. You
don't talk shit about your significant others to others. Yep. Mm-hmm. Your family, your friends, they only have part of the information.
Facts.
You don't run that. You don't do that shit.
Literally nobody comes online and says, I fucked up in a relationship. Everyone always says, my partner's treating me poorly. Well, then...
I feel like it's not a matter of, oh, he likes me more. I feel like it's more of like, he realized that I was asking for basic things. And so, in his next relationship, he decided maybe I should become a better partner in the future, because maybe I wasn't a good partner in the past. Instead of changing for me, instead of becoming a better partner for me, they chose to break up with me. They couldn't let go of their ego. If they change for me, they're giving me too much power. So they'll change in the next relationship as a way to save face. They'll take that feedback and move to the next relationship. It just pisses me off, and it makes me want to die alone. I feel like this is all so jaded, but like, this is just how I really feel about these men. And I hate them. And I hate myself for ever liking them and ever even having experienced this. I like almost hate myself for like putting myself in this position, even though I didn't know they were like this in the beginning. They act so great in the beginning. You only see the true colors like 4 months later. How could I ever anticipate that? Like, I couldn't. It feels like I blame myself for being treated poorly, and on top of that, these men are blaming me for them treating me poorly. So it's like the whole thing just feels like my fault. It's like when they end things with me, they always like say all this like bullshit that's just like, oh, like, I think the world of you. You've changed me so much. I think the world of you. You've taught me so many things. There's so many things I admire about you. I think you're an amazing person. They always say stupid shit like that. Like, that I don't even know if they mean, but it stings because they say that, and yet they treat me so poorly. How can you even mean what you say when your actions are saying something completely different? How can you say that you care for me when you clearly do not care for me at all? Be fucking for real here. Like, be for real. Like, be honest. Admit that you don't care about me. Don't say that you think all these positive things about me and yet decide that I'm not good enough or like that I'm not what you want. Like, don't do this like weird gaslighty like back and forth thing. Just be straight. Because to me, if I really thought the world of somebody, even if they weren't a romantic match for me, I would never treat them so disrespectfully, especially on their birthday. And I would never blame my bad behavior on them. I would take accountability. I would be like, you know what? I didn't treat you right in the end.
It was a lot.
That's a lot.
She was going in raw.
For real.
No, Diddy. I would suggest maybe counseling.
Yes.
Because if you... Why are you laughing? Because if you come out of there saying that you hate yourself and you hate these men and you hate yourself for allowing this, even though you and
seek some therapy.
I would suggest counseling. The reason why I'm saying this is because you're gonna go into the relationship with that luggage. That
That's
baggage is in the back. It's in the trunk, and it starts to smell hot summer day, and it's gonna come out in your relationship.
Anything else?
No.
All right, that's it for today's video. Let me think in the comments.
Like I said, when it comes to she needs to seek some therapy, counseling, and maybe take some time for herself. You know, with me, which is a little different. Again, like I said, I was single for 7 years before I got with my partner now, and it took me a while to grow. Because I had to take a step back and understand, one, what went wrong, two, how can I better myself, you know. But anyway, if you like any of this content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe to Abba and Preach. I will leave the original link to this video down below. But let me know any advice you got for this young lady and what relationship experience y'all been through that was pretty horrible, that you came out the other side either better or better-ish. Let me know in the comments down below. But till next time, please take care of yourself. Stay hydrated, stay safe, stay warm. Peace out.
Little questions is everything they know about you.